What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. I've got a collection update for you guys today. Everything I added to the collection in the month of January, and it's a big one. This is actually the biggest collection update I've ever done. I don't know what happened this month. I don't know how all this stuff ended up at my house. We've got 30 releases to talk about. We're gonna go through every single one of them right now. All right, guys, I hope you're ready to talk about some movies because I've got a big stack right over here and we're gonna dive right into it. January was a crazy month and there's a lot of different factors, a lot of reasons why this number is so high. I'm usually nowhere near this. We're usually like around the 6, 8, 12, maybe 20 mark if it's like a big month and we have like a Criterion sale or something going on. But usually I'm nowhere near 30. This is 30 titles we're about to go through. I've talked about pretty much all of this in some capacity on the channel, whether it's through a community post or a short. But I know some of you guys really like the long form, like collection updates, the big haul videos. So I thought I'd just talk about everything all at once right here. This is everything that I added to the collection in the month of January. A lot of this I didn't even buy. A lot of this was gifts. My birthday was in January, so thank you to those of you, my friends who have given me gifts. Some subscribers sent me some gifts, so we'll get to that. Some of these, a couple of these were sent to me by some labels. So we'll talk about all of it. We're gonna get into every single thing over here to my left, and I'm not gonna ramble anymore. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting all the way back at the beginning of the month, January 1st, this arrived at my house. Priscilla, The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And this was sent to me by a label. It was sent to me by Imprint Films. The first and only thing that Imprint has ever sent me. I did a full video reviewing it on the channel, so if you've already seen that, you know my thoughts on this movie. I won't get too far into it again, but this was a pleasant surprise. I had no idea that this was coming. I have requested things from Imprint before in the past, but I think I'm way down on the list because they've never sent me anything. This is the only one they've sent me. And I was very thankful for it. It's a nice limited edition from Imprint Films. Very nice, very pricey, especially for us here in the States. $30 shipping. The threshold for free shipping is a little high, which is understandable. I know shipping is very expensive overseas, but this is great. I was very happy with the release overall. It's a 4K transfer of a really fun movie, a great movie to watch with friends. Me and my wife had a great time watching this. You've got your limited edition booklet and art cards in there. Interesting essays in the booklet and lots of supplements, including a full documentary on the disc. Recommend it. Really, really fun movie. Great comedy. Like I said, fun to have some friends over and watch. Really funny comedy, but also some heart in there. A lot of unexpected heart that caught me off guard, and I really enjoyed. So highly recommend that if you can find a copy. Maybe there's a standard edition that you can grab that's not as expensive, but really nice release from Imprint. That was the first thing that arrived this January. And the second thing, I also did a video on, so I won't talk about too much, is The Neverending Story from Imprint. This one I actually did pay for. This was a gift, technically, from a subscriber, Hamdan. Thanks again. He gave an incredible super chat on one of my live streams, and I wanted to do something special and get like an extravagant release that I wouldn't normally buy for myself. So I went ahead and splurged on the Neverending Story set, and it's up there on top of the shelves. I won't get the whole thing down. I've done a whole video on it. You can check that out. But this just by itself, the little lenticular inside with the 4K, 2 different versions of the film, great movie. So thankful to Hamdan that I was able to get this because my daughter has fallen in love with this movie since I got this. This showed up at the beginning of the year, and my daughter has already watched it 4 times. I watched it with her twice. We watched both versions, the German cut and then the international cut that everyone else has seen. Both great. I don't think one's better than the other. I think they're both interesting, and they have some interesting differences, but they're both wonderful. And I really enjoyed this movie. I did not grow up with this movie. I saw it like once as a kid. It wasn't one that I had any nostalgia for, but getting to re-experience it through my daughter's eyes as she was falling in love with it was so much fun last month, and so thankful to have that. Really, really nice. 2 solid releases from Imprint right out the gate. And then also at the beginning of the month, we got a little package from Crocodile, my favorite boutique label right now. This is the Cathedral of New Emotions, their most recent release. I did a full review of this on the channel, so I won't talk about it too much. You can check out that video to hear my thoughts on the movie itself. But it is a lovely release, just like all of their stuff. They've been doing this big deluxe packaging from now on. Seems to be the standard across the board for most boutique labels. There's a full booklet in there, 80-page booklet, and then they've got the Scanevo case inside as well. really great stuff coming out of Def Crocodile lately. So really looking forward to whatever they have coming for the rest of this year. That was their January release. Put that over here with the Imprint titles. And then finally, something that we did actually buy. My wife picked this up actually. This is We Live in Time. She really enjoyed this movie last year, and it was an A24 release. We picked this up right around the time that Barnes & Noble started carrying A24 stuff. I was able to partner up with Barnes & Noble to do an A24 video and kind of announce that here on the channel, which was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot, Barnes & Noble, for letting me do that. But yeah, they are carrying A24 stuff in the stores. So as soon as this came out, a couple weeks later, Grace had to go out and grab it because she really enjoyed this movie. It's a nice little release. You got some art cards in there. There's the disc. These nice little digipacks they've been doing for the past year, and they've been doing a lot more of them. Since this, there's already been like 2 or 3 more. So and the brew list was just announced, so that's coming soon. It seems like A24 is really locking down all their releases in-house instead of distributing them out to other studios. So from now on, hopefully, most, if not all of A24's films should be coming through their exclusive label with this exclusive packaging. So that's really cool. I wasn't the biggest fan of the movie, but like I said, the wife likes it, and it goes perfectly with the rest of our A24 collection back there. And now, continuing with things that I actually did buy, this was something that I was saving up for a long time. Some of you guys may have seen it. I did a video about Orbit DVD and Diabolik DVD, comparing 2 of the biggest online movie stores that everyone in the community is at least a little familiar with. And I got a lot of great feedback on that video, so thanks so much, guys. But for a while, I was saving up to kind of do this comparison video. I knew I had to make like a decent order from each to do the comparison, and I got kind of a bigger paycheck towards the end of the year in December, because November is usually a bigger month here for the channel because we've got the Criterion sale. We do a lot of Criterion videos, and that usually helps us out. So I had a little bit more money to spend, and I was able to do a big Orbit and Diabolik order. And this was my Orbit order. I got 4 things. Here they are. I think it was about 140 bucks of my spending money for my paycheck. So we got the Nothing is Sacred box set, which is wonderful. And I haven't had time to dig into it yet because we've been doing so much stuff on the channel, but I'm excited to dig into this. This is 3 films by Louis Buñuel. We've got Simon of the Desert right there, and The Exterminating Angel, which is also in the Criterion collection. And we've got Viridiana. All 3 films. These are called Nothing is Sacred, 3 Heresies by Louis Buñuel. So dealing with some religious themes, maybe some sacrilegious themes, according to the box. Nice booklet in there as well. Can't wait to dive into these. A director, filmmaker that I've been wanting to get into for a long time, and just there's not enough time in the day, man. There's so many filmmakers I'm trying to get into. So finally bit the bullet and bought that collection. I also had to get the Haxan box set. This is an incredible box set. Something I already own. I already own this film in the Criterion collection, but totally worth a double dip. This is one of the best box sets I've ever seen. One of my favorite things in my collection now. I put it on my top 10 of the year last year. If you saw that video, Radiance, this is the label. I haven't even mentioned it. Both of these are from Radiance. Probably my second favorite label right now. Of the new labels, like Def Crocodile and Radiance are right there on par. Criterion is probably always going to be my favorite label, but these 2 are giving them a run for their money, especially with the packaging. Like, they're doing incredible stuff with this packaging. I'll go through, I'll show you this again. This is so, look at this. This is the giant booklet in here. We've got an original poster art right there for Haxan. Tons of supplements on here. Tons of different versions of the film. You've got different audio tracks, different cuts of the film. There's the 2 discs in there, and you got more art cards inside. If you haven't seen Haxan, I highly recommend it. One of my favorite silent films. One of my favorite films in general. It is such a unique mixed media weird piece that I totally love. It's a documentary, but it's also like a horror film, but it's also a dark comedy, but it's also like a college essay in places. It's really hard to explain, but I highly recommend the experience. Perfect October watch. Maybe check that out. Maybe get the standard version from Radiance. Maybe get the Criterion in the next Criterion sale. I highly recommend the film though. It's wonderful. I'm so glad I picked up that release. Next thing I got was 3 Wishes for Cinderella, which is a second run release. Another label that I would love to own more from. I only own a few of their releases, but this is one I had to grab. I already had this on DVD from second run, but this year in December, or last year in December, they just released the Blu-ray copy of it with a nice little booklet and some extra supplements on this version, a silent film of Cinderella and an animated short of Cinderella. So a couple extra films on there, which is really cool. Another great winter film to watch around Christmas time. It is basically the famous fairy tale that everybody knows with a different spin on it. I really, really like it. It feels kind of like a Jacques Demy fairy tale, like if you've seen Donkey Skin or his Pied Piper movie, right along those same lines. But then, of course, also setting it at winter just gives it a whole different spin, and it's such a cozy film, it's such a comfort movie for me. That's what I'd say. I'd put it on like a sick movie list. Like when you're feeling sick, pop that in. Great, great watch. And then also, I got a Eureka. So this is all UK stuff, all overseas companies, all imports. That's the beauty of these companies like Orbit. You can get imports for much cheaper. This is Eureka, Secret of Nim. They did a Don Bluth film, Don Bluth's debut feature, actually. I just watched this the other night with the kids. Look at that. Original artwork under there as well. Great release. Interesting release. I know somewhat controversial release because it is the exact same transfer, I think. From what I've heard, it's not a new transfer. It's just a Blu-ray, and it's the same transfer that we've always had. But I got it for a couple reasons. Mainly because for academic reasons. Like there's a booklet in here that has a nice essay about the history of Don Bluth and his exit from Disney and starting his own company, and then moving on to his first film here, and then springboarding into his other films, teaming up with Spielberg and whatnot. But there's also a lot of supplements on here. There's a whole commentary with an animation scholar, and then there's like new interviews with Don Bluth himself from 2024, which is really cool. So I like all that supplement stuff. That's a big reason why I buy releases, is for the education. But I also bought it just to support animation from boutique labels, because we do not get enough animation from the big boutique labels. So if Eureka's going to do it, I'm going to support it. It was only 22 bucks, like very, very cheap. Eureka Master of Cinema series is not expensive, at least for these. They do the bigger box sets sometimes, but for the standards, not bad. Not bad at all, Eureka. Highly recommend it. If you don't already own that release, this is definitely the definitive version of it. And I don't know if we'll ever get a 4K. I have no idea. Probably not, I wouldn't think. I will say the transfer is very messy. Very old transfer. I have never seen a transfer with so much dust and hair and like scratches on it. It felt like I was watching a print in the theater. Like a damaged, not damaged. It's not damaged, but it's just like a very, you can tell it hasn't been cleaned up, which is fine. I think it kind of adds to the kind of the feel of the film. It's very like a grungy, like underground farmland film. If you've seen the film, it's about mice on a farm, and it kind of adds to the aesthetic, but I would like to see it cleaned up someday. If any label wants to do that, I'm game. So that was the Orbit order for that special video that I did this month. And then I also did a Diabolik order to compare it to. So we've got the Diabolik order right here. I did the same exact thing, bought 4 things, 4 deluxe editions, 4 boutique stuff. You're gonna see pretty much everything we talk about is from boutiques. I think only 3 things this month are non-boutiques. Everything else is from boutique labels. That's pretty much where I'm putting my money these days. I like to support the boutiques, and they're putting out the stuff that I'm interested in. Like I said, I like to get an education. I like to learn about not just the film, but the filmmaker and the entire like movement that the film is a part of. It's really interesting to me. That's where I'm at in my collecting journey. Who knows how long I'll be here? Who knows if I'll stay here? But for right now, 2025, I'm going after the boutique stuff. So first up, we've got 3 more Deaf Crocodile titles that I bought myself from Diabolik. We've got and these are the first 3 deluxe editions that they did in this new format. I missed these, and thankfully, they're still in print. So I went back and finally picked these up, finally completed the collection. First one, spine number 24, was The Savage Hunt of King Stack. And look at this. This looks incredible. I really want to watch this before we're out of winter and into spring. I'll show you some quick imagery here if I can. Look at this. Very wintry, very snowy movie. You've got like a lot of knights on horseback in the woods. There's like, it's this whole medieval aesthetic. I think it's a Russian film. Look at that. What's this goat guy doing? What's that about? I can't wait to watch this. This looks right up my alley. That's the first of the Deaf Crocodile releases. Then we've got Adela Has Not Had Supper Yet, Czech film, a delightfully weird looking Czech film that I can't wait to watch. I've been really enjoying going through the little bit of Czech cinema that I've seen so far. I've been going through some Czech New Wave stuff. I don't know if this is part of the New Wave or not, but it looks like just a, like I said, delightfully weird, bizarre fantasy film. The disc looks like it's down someone's throat. Someone who has like 15 uvulas. I don't know what's going on, and I can't wait to find out what's going on. Again, same treatment. Another big booklet here with several essays and concept art and photos and all kinds of stuff in there. Can't wait to dive into these. I'm a little behind. I've been catching up and playing catch up on Def Crocodile stuff lately, but I've got these three now to catch up on. We've also got In the Moscow Slums, another Russian film, and another cat film. They've been cranking out cat films over there at Def Crocodile. I actually don't know if this has anything to do with a cat, but there's a cat on the front, so that's all I know about it so far. But again, can't wait to jump into this. It looks kind of similar to what we just looked at, but a Russian film. And I really need to watch more Russian films. That is an area of film history that I have almost no experience in, except for a couple things here and there. So I'm excited to dive into that one too. Happy to finally have completed the new Def Crocodiles. And we'll move on to the last one here in my Diabolik order. And this is a curveball. This is from 101 Films, which I've never purchased from before. This is the first time. 101 Films, The Sword and the Sorcerer. I have no idea what to expect for this film. It's another one I haven't seen. I've seen most of the Orbit order, but all of the Diabolik order is new stuff. So I'm excited to dive into this. Sword and the Sorcerer is a sword and sorcery film from the 80s. And I have kind of a standing movie night with a couple friends of mine. John, who you know from the channel. Evan, who you might know from the channel if you've been here for a long time. He hasn't been on the channel in a couple of years, but he did some Criterion videos with me a long time ago. Big fantasy fan, Evan is. So we all three got together and watched through the Conan Chronicles when that box set came out, beginning of last year. And then we just kept it going. We watched Dragon Slayer. We watched the second Conan movie. We watched The Fellowship of the Ring, of course, because that's one of all three of our favorite films. And we just kept going. And we've been watching a lot of like sillier sword and sorcery movies that may not hold up as well today. Like that's the reason I bought Beastmaster. That's the reason I bought Yor. So this is another one. This is another one that we're going to check out together. It looks gruesome. Look at that. This is a crazy release from 101 Films for such an obscure movie. We've got a big thick booklet here. We've got a bunch of art cards. This is basically like an Arrow video release. We've got a poster there as well. Packed release for this film. And I don't know what to expect. It's got a really cool poster. Look at that. Looks just like a sword and sorcery novel from back in the day. 3 discs. 3 discs for this film. Let me know if you've seen this one. Don't spoil anything, but I'd like to know your thoughts on it. So that is The Sword and the Sorcerer from 1982, spy number 39 from 101 Films. I'm not expecting it to be amazing or anything, but I know it's going to be a fun time watching it with those guys, drinking some whiskey, playing pool afterwards, and having some great conversations. And that is well worth 40 bucks, even if the film's not that great. So that was the bulk of the stuff I bought this month, was for that Orbit and Diabolik video. So I hope you enjoyed that video, because I had a great time making it, and I can't wait to finish watching through the rest of those releases. Now let's go back to some stuff that was sent to me, donated to the channel. We have some Arrow video releases. I partnered up with Barnes & Noble again this month to do a promotion for their Arrow 50% off sale. And in return, they sent me a couple titles here. They sent me A Simple Plan, which is a wonderful 4K release that came out last year. I had seen several people putting this like on their best of the year list. I heard it was a really good transfer, but I wasn't expecting to love the movie as much as I did. I had a really good time watching this movie. It's so good. It's a Sam Raimi directed movie. Feels like a Coen Brothers movie. Feels a little bit like a little neo-noir crime thriller with just everyday, like ordinary people that get put in this interesting situation, and you can kind of think about your own life and wonder how you would react if you were in the same situation. A lot of money is involved. That's all I'll say. But it is such a good movie. It stars Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton as brothers, and Billy Bob Thornton especially gives a wonderful performance. They play brothers, so there's that angle in the film that I really connected with. And there's so much stuff going on in this movie. Highly recommended. It is not just a throwaway crime adventure like I was kind of expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit more disposable, a little bit more procedural, but it is not. It's great, and it's shot so well. And I'm not the biggest Sam Raimi fan, or at least I haven't seen much Sam Raimi. his sensibilities seem to be a little bit different than mine. I don't go for the over-the-top horror stuff, but man, this was great, and I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you guys who recommended it in the comments. I got a lot of recommendations for this one. I kind of just popped it in because I was in the mood for a winter movie, because John and I were about to do our top 10 winter movies video, and wasn't expecting much, but man, it's so good. Sam Raimi really nailed it with that one. They also sent me another 4K that I won't talk too much about because I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it is Al Pacino and Sean Penn in Carlito's Way, a De Palma film, another nice 4K edition from Arrow Video. I haven't had a chance to dive into this one yet, haven't even opened it yet, but you can see there's a booklet inside, and I'm sure there's art cards and poster and all the bells and whistles that usually comes with the Arrow special edition. So really happy to have that in the collection. Eventually I will pop that in. I've heard great things about it from people on the channel, people in the comments sections, a lot of people mentioning this one back when we were doing the Arrow sale video. So happy to have that one. Thank you, Barnes & Noble. Throw those two back there on the shelf. And then this one I bought myself in one of the in-store hunting videos that we did at Barnes & Noble. This is the Tin Star. I finally found this one. I was trying to track it down all month. This was the one I wanted this month, and I'm so glad that I finally found it. And it's a wonderful release. Look at this. I got to show you the inside of this one because, first of all, it's got alternate artwork underneath, which they do for their Blu-rays. That's the original poster of the Tin Star. This is a Western that I am so hyped to watch. I have not had a chance to watch this one yet, but it's coming up soon because I'm really looking forward to this. Anthony Perkins, Henry Fonda, incredible cast. Two of my favorite movies ever. Psycho is one of my favorite movies of all time, and 12 Angry Men, which stars Henry Fonda. So I can't wait to see those two guys going toe-to-toe in a Western directed by Anthony Mann. Very exciting. I've heard great things about this one as well. Can't wait to jump into it. This is the booklet. Look at this. Look at this booklet. So creative. It looks kind of like a little comic book or like a little magazine from the time. Look at that. I love that kind of stuff. You've also got some art cards here with the original poster on the back. And they've even got like some stylized looking art cards, some lobby cards from the time, which is a lot of fun. And of course you get the double-sided poster as always with the original poster and the new artwork. Such a cool release. I almost watched it the other day, but I'm still trying to get to some more winter movies before I throw this on. So I held off. I held off on that one, but I am going to check that one out very soon. The Tin Star. Let me know if you've seen it in the comments down below. Really looking forward to that one. And then we got a couple birthday gifts. A couple birthday gifts came in this month. These are from my wife, Grace. I talked about these in a post, not even on the channel proper, just in a little community post. Everything Everywhere All at Once. We found this at a secondhand store. I think it was on my birthday. We were just walking around, just got some lunch together, and then we stopped by CD Warehouse, and they had this 4K deluxe edition from A24. Love these deluxe editions. This was the only deluxe edition from them that I don't have. This is, you can look at there, it's still there. CD Warehouse sticker, $19.99. They were selling this for 20 bucks. The 4K for 20 bucks. Look at all these goodies in here. This is such a unique release, such a cool release. All of this like memorabilia and ephemera from the film. This whole thing is made to look like a little folder. If you've seen the film, you know what it is in the film. I really need to rewatch this. I've only seen it once. I have not rewatched it since 2022, the year it came out, and now I got this lovely 4K edition that I can pop in the player anytime. So that is a really lucky find. I was super surprised. CD Warehouse is, it's a mixed bag. You never know. You never know when you're gonna find great stuff. A lot of times I go in there and come out empty-handed, but this time we got really lucky and found that for just 20 bucks. And then another gift that I got for my birthday from my lovely wife, Grace, was The Wizard of Oz, the 85th anniversary box set. Such a cool release. Would have made my top 10 if I had it in time before I shot that video, but it's great. I've talked about this recently in another video. It is such a cool release. I love the hard box. Feels just like a boutique. It's from Warner Bros, but it's exactly like the same box sets you get from a boutique label. It is a steelbook inside, very Wicked Witch heavy, because of the proximity to the Wicked release, I'm assuming. But then inside, you also get this little pack, this little pack of goodies in here. This is kind of my ideal studio release. I love this kind of stuff. Obviously, I would prefer a booklet, but I mean, studios never do booklets. But if I'm gonna get something, do this. This is really cool. It's not just random art cards. It is like the original premiere at the Chinese theater. So you've got a ticket, an original ticket stub, not original, a recreation of the original ticket stub from the Chinese theater. You've got the original lobby cards in here, the longer posters. You've got the original program from the Chinese theater. So you got this little, like, you know, what you would get when you sit down at the theater, a little program. So cool. You also got this Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer MGM Wizard of Oz invitation for the, it says right here, MGM cordially invites you to the premiere of The Wizard of Oz. So all this like recreation stuff, the facsimile approach is such a cool way to do this. It's not as crazy as the Neverending Story release. It's not huge. It's manageable. It's nice. You can pop these out, take a little trip down memory lane. One of my favorite movies of all time, Wizard of Oz. Obviously, I wasn't there at the premiere, so this is as close as I'm ever going to get. One of the best studio releases I've seen in a long time. Wizard of Oz 4K, and the 4K looks wonderful. I watched it with my kids shortly after getting this, right after my birthday, because it's one of my daughter's favorite movies as well, and we had a great time watching it. It looks amazing. It's the best it's ever looked. Highly recommend picking up that 4K if you haven't. Thanks again, Grace, for the birthday gifts. Really, really appreciate it. You are the best. And moving on to some more Barnes & Noble goodies. You can see how all of this stuff started adding up this month. A lot of things happening all at once. So we had a Lionsgate sale, Barnes & Noble. They let me announce that sale on the channel here, which is really cool of them. And they sent me a few Lionsgate titles, some of which I'm giving away, sending those out to you guys. But the three that I decided to hang on to were these three right here. First one here is Civil War, 4K, brand new film. I missed it in the theater, so I held on to it so I could catch up and watch that one. Another 4K that came out recently, Reservoir Dogs. Had to hold on to that one. Grace really wants to watch that one, so we're going to watch that together at some point. And then La La Land, another one that my wife wanted to hold on to. She loves this movie, and we only had the Blu-ray. So took the 4K, took our Blu-ray out, threw it over there, and then popped the 4K in the slipcover. And we're going to pop that back there on the shelf. So 3 new Lionsgate 4Ks to add to the shelf back there. Next up, I've got some Kino Lorber releases that my good buddy Connor brought with him when he came to stay with us a few weeks back. We did some swapping. We did some trading of some boutique releases. I gave him some Criterions I didn't need, and he brought me some Kino Lorber 4Ks. So we've got In Bruges and Invasion of the Body Snatchers on 4K. 2 great movies. Love both of these movies. In Bruges, one of my favorite directors, Martin McDonagh. This is his debut feature, and it is about 2 hitmen, a very dark comedy about 2 hitmen who are on a little vacation in Bruges. And I don't want to say why they're there because that's a big spoiler for the film. It's kind of a big revelation, but it's lovely. It's got Colin Farrell. It's got Brendan Gleeson, the same pair that McDonagh would use later in his 2022 film Banshees of Inisherin, which is, I think, my favorite of his films. Maybe. I don't know. This is close. They're both really, really good. It's also got Ralph Fiennes in here as well. Such a great cast. Such a great movie. And I highly recommend it. It takes place around Christmas time in the winter, so you can still watch it. It's still winter if you want to pop that one in. So happy to have the 4K, by the way. I thought that was out of print, but he grabbed me a copy with the slipcover, so thank you, Connor. And then he also grabbed me Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is a delightfully, kind of goofy, but still like genuinely chilling sci-fi horror movie from the 1950s that is totally right up my alley. I love this kind of horror from this period, 1956. Highly recommend that one as well. Thank you, Connor, again for dropping those. I kind of consider those birthday gifts, even though we did trade for them, but they're birthday gifts in my heart. Next up, speaking of gifts, we got a whole slew of gifts from a subscriber on the channel, Sean. He sent me several things for my Amazon wish list. Thank you, sir. Really, really appreciate these. They've been in my wish list for a while. I just haven't been able to prioritize them. They're all Warner Archive Collection releases, and he sent me 6 of them. The first one he sent me is National Velvet, starring Mickey Rooney and Elizabeth Taylor. I don't know too much about it, but the reason I'm interested in it is because it's a family film. It's a G-rated film from 1944 about horse racing, and it's something I wanted to show my kids. I want to raise my kids with an appreciation for cinema from, you know, all the different time periods. So if I see a family film that's pretty well liked and beloved, I'm gonna grab it. And this is National Velvet from Warner Archive Collection, and I'll be watching that with the kids very soon. Thanks again, Sean, for sending that my way. Then we've got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the 1941 version, starring Ingrid Bergman and Spencer Tracy. This is not the 31 version, which I've talked about on the channel before. Love that version. one of my favorite horror movies of all time. But this is a later version, a bigger version, more budget, an MGM film, and can't wait to see that spin on the story. One of my favorite stories from Robert Louis Stevenson, so I like catching all the adaptations of it. Then we got Tarzan the Ape Man, which I've already watched. Thanks for sending this, Sean. Love this period of adventure movies. This is 1932. This is the first Johnny Weissmuller film. It says right here, the daddy of all Tarzan pictures. Weissmuller is an amazing Tarzan. He's so good. I love this movie. The incredible stunts that they do. They've got like trapeze set up like in the woods, and they're like flinging people, and there's all of this animal footage. There's crocodiles and hippos and gorillas, and it must have blown people's mind at the time just to see all this stuff on film, because there's no internet. You're not seeing Africa very often, or if at all, except like pictures and books. So seeing all this stuff must have been absolutely crazy. If you grew up with this movie like when you were a kid, it must have blown your mind. I'm not going to show this one to my kids anytime soon because it's very dark. It just ignoring all the problematic historical stuff in this film. Besides that, it's just very dark and violent. So I'll be holding off on that one, but I really enjoyed it. I love this kind of serial-esque adventure movie. It's not a silent film. It is a sound film, but it's very early, 1932. It also has a full documentary called Silver Screen King of the Jungle about Tarzan. And then it's got two classic cartoons that I did watch with my kids. One of them is I Wish I Had Wings, and one is Moonlight for Two. So a lot of fun. Such a great release. I love that Warner Archive is including animated shorts in some of these. Not all of them. I think this is the only one of these three. But I've seen that several times. In the newer releases, they're including animated shorts, which I'm a big supporter of. I wish they would just go ahead and put out like a whole collection of animated shorts. That would be great. Maybe that'll come soon. They've been doing a lot of Hanna-Barbera lately, so maybe they'll branch out and do some older animation. Speaking of older animation, though, another three releases that Sean sent me this month from my Amazon wish list were these Tex Avery sets. These are Tex Avery Screwball Classics, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I have not seen enough Tex Avery. I am a big fan of animation, and I have seen a lot of his contemporaries, like Max Fleischer, and a lot of the Disney stuff, a lot of the Tom and Jerry stuff, a lot of the Looney Tunes stuff, but I have not watched much Tex Avery. So this is an area of animation history that I need to catch up on, and I can't wait to do so. There's a ton of animated shorts on here, hours and hours of animated shorts on here, and one of these also includes a documentary. Right here, Volume 2 has a documentary, Tex Avery, King of Cartoons. So tons of stuff to dig in with these sets. Thanks again, Sean, for sending me those. Really appreciate it. They were kind of like birthday gifts, but also, supporting the channel. So really appreciate it, Sean. And then we've got two more here, two things that I actually bought for myself. This one I found on eBay. It's an out-of-print Radiance limited edition that I've been trying to find for a while, but it's usually in like the $80 to $90 range. I couldn't afford that much, but I found it for much cheaper finally, and it's Planet of the Vampires. Got a really good deal on this on eBay. Look at this release. Beautiful release. I did a short on this, so I won't go into too much detail, but oh, I forgot. It took me forever to get this out in that short. Let me see if I can, okay. I think I got it this time. See if I can get it out faster. Last time, there we go. There's the booklet. This is an Italian horror film by Mario Bava, who is a director that I haven't had a chance to dive into yet. This is going to be my first film from him, but I'm looking forward to the Danger Diabolik release that's coming out later this year by the same director. This is an Italian sci-fi horror film. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some naysayers in the comment section saying this is not one of his best movies. So maybe it's not a good place to start, but I'm going to start here because I have this release and it makes the most sense for me, so I'm going to watch it. This is a sci-fi horror film, apparently, according to Radiance, inspired the original Alien film to a certain degree. So I can't wait to see if I can notice any of that while watching this. There's the disc. It comes with so much stuff. I've already shown you the thick, big booklet on the outside. It comes with another booklet on the inside, and then a bunch of art cards with a bunch of different posters for the film. So a beautiful box set. The box set has me very intrigued, even if the comments don't, but we'll see. We'll see if how much I end up liking the actual film itself. If I don't like it, it's not the end of the world. I can always just sell it. That's one thing about buying boutiques, buying limited editions like this. It'll always sell. You can always get your money back on it. So it's not the end of the world. If I don't like it, I sell it. If I do like it, great. I got another favorite film in my collection. So it's a win-win. I will definitely be checking that one out soon. Hopefully before the Danger Diabolik release comes out, so I can watch a couple of his films back to back. And then this is the last thing we're going to talk about, and I've saved the best for last. So excited to have this in the collection. This came out towards the end of last year. I completely missed it. I thought I had missed my chance. I was never going to find one of these, but here it is. It is the Louis Fouad, the complete crime serials box set from Eureka. Look at this set. This is one of the best looking box sets I've ever seen. This was one of the two big releases from last year that I really wanted to get. We had the Curzon box set of Bellatar, which I did get, and then we had this one, which I totally missed. I had it in my cart on Orbit, I think it was, and then I messed up. I waited too long. They all sold out. I missed my chance. Missed it on Amazon UK, missed it on Eureka's site. It was sold out everywhere. I had no chance of getting it. But then Michael Smith comes to the rescue, sends me a couple comments on the channel, making sure I saw them. Diabolik got just a few in. I think they got 3 copies. Saw his comment, ran to Diabolik, ordered it immediately, and here it is. I finally got it. So thank you so much, Michael Smith. I owe you big time. Finally have this in the collection. I'm going to open this up. I did a short on this, but I didn't open it in the short. So we're going to show you the inside. There's what it looks like without the card. Weird card. I've never seen anything like this. It's not a J card. It's like a J box. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because I don't know what to do with this now. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. But this is how it looks without the box, which is probably how I'll display it back there on the shelf. And you've got all 4 of the crime serials got their own little packaging here. So they all slide out. Such a nice box. Eureka killed it on this one. One of the best box sets ever. We'll start with we'll start with this here. The booklet. We'll start with the booklet. Look at that. Look at that. That is huge. 100-page booklet. So much stuff to dive into there. There is director on the back. Eureka always, or at least Masters of Cinema, always puts the director's face on the back of the booklet. Then we've got each film gets its own, or not film, each series gets its own little set. And look at this original artwork on here. It's so nice. We got the blue one here. T-Min, I don't know how to pronounce it, but there you go. There's all 12 episodes there on the back of the serial. Discs on the inside, artwork underneath. You got a little digipack for each one. That's the first one. You got Judex here, another 12 episode series. More incredible artwork on the front, and then we've got the discs on the inside. That's the green one. Then we've got Les Vampires, both parts. This one's a big one, so we got 2 parts. This one has episodes 1 through 7 right there. That's the famous artwork that I'm used to seeing for this series. That's one that I've been wanting to check out for a long time. Even before I knew who this director was, I've heard about Les Vampires. It has a Kino Lorber release that goes way back, and I've seen it in the groups for a long time. People recommend it. And then this is episodes 8, 9, and 10. Just a single disc on that one. And then the last one here, Fantomas, is the orange one. Only 5 episodes on this one, a shorter one, but look at that artwork. I don't even know if you can see how detailed it is. There's a whole city down there. I don't know who the artist is on this. I'd love to look up more of their stuff. They did a killer job on this one. And I can't wait. I can't wait to this is going to be a project, though. This is going to be a whole month-long project, probably, or at least a couple weeks. I have to live with this for a while. 100-page book, 4 different crime serials. Gonna have to get in the headspace for that, but I'm really looking forward to it. So happy. Really, genuinely excited that I was able to get a copy of that. Thank you so much, Michael Smith. Again, couldn't have done it without you. Love you guys, all you guys in the comments. You guys always recommend great stuff to me. You always make me aware of sales that I wasn't aware of or releases that I wasn't aware of. So I love doing this. You guys are the best. And that's it. We've done it. We've made it through the whole thing. I've almost lost my voice talking for so long. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed me blabbing on and on and on and on about everything we added to the collection this month. Don't get used to it. This is not the new normal. We are not going to be adding this much stuff to the collection every month. We won't be doing this ever again, probably. This was, like I said, so many factors all compounding into 1 month. So a lot of stuff coming in all at once. This will not happen again. This can't happen again. I cannot be adding this many things to the collection at once. We will absolutely be running out of space. So February will be a much more chill month. Look forward to that. Look forward to a very chill February. Just a few things, hopefully. But let me know in the comments your thoughts on any of these films that you have seen. If you have any more questions for me about any of these releases, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you down there. Really enjoy your back and forth and feedback on these videos. I'm gonna try to keep these collection update videos coming at least once a month. I at least wanna do one a month to keep you guys informed what new releases are coming out. I'm trying to keep up with new releases a little bit more this year. So we're gonna do at least one of those a month and lots of other videos coming out on the channel about physical media, about collecting. So stay tuned, hit subscribe. I'll talk to you in the comments down below. And until next time, keep collecting and I'll be back with another one real soon.